Welcome to the live. Welcome. Welcome to the live. Welcome. Welcome to the live. Welcome. Happy Monday, fun day, wherever you are. Welcome in. Today we're talking about your body as an antenna. Your body as an antenna. The hidden system that frees the empath from narcissistic realities. That's what we're talking about today. The body as an antenna. The hidden system that frees you from the vicissitudes of narcissistic abuse. Come on in. Welcome. We're talking today about the empath's body as an antenna. The hidden system that frees the empath from narcissistic abuse. Come on in. Welcome. That's what we're talking about today. The body as an antenna. The hidden system that frees you from narcissistic abuse. Welcome. Come on in. Your body is an antenna. The hidden system that frees you from narcissistic realities once and for all. So come on in. So let's begin. You see, there is something you've been told your entire life that is fundamentally incomplete. And that is, you've been told that your body is biological. That is, you've been told that your brain produces thoughts. And you've been told that your emotions are reactions. But what if none of that is the full picture? Because your body is not just a system. Your body is a receiver of reality itself. And this is the reason why narcissistic abuse feels so disoriented, because your body during narcissistic abuse has a signal that is hijacked by the narcissist. So let me go deeper into what we mean by the body is an antenna. The body is electromagnetic. Specifically, the heart produces the largest electromagnetic field in the body. And the brain emits measurable electrical oscillations, right? And the nervous system communicates through electrochemical signaling. Greetings, everyone. You see, so from a systems perspective, you are not just processing information. You are participating in a field of information exchange. Let me say that again. Your body is electromagnetic because the heart produces 5,000 times more electrical energy than the brain. And the brain emits measurable electrical oscillations. Also, the nervous system communicates through electrochemical signaling. So from a systems perspective, you as a human with this being are not just processing information, you are engaged in a field of information exchange. Am I making sense? So there's a neuroscientist called Carl Frisson who came up with this idea of free energy principle, which suggests that the brain is constantly predicting and updating reality based on incoming signals. You see, meaning that you are always receiving, but also you as the empath are always broadcasting predictions back into reality. So whether you know it or not, you're not passive, you are recursive. Am I making sense? So let's talk now about the nervous system as your primary signal intake system, because this is where it becomes very critical for empaths. Your nervous system does not just detect physical danger. Your nervous system detects emotional incongruence. Your nervous system detects social threats. And your nervous system detects energetic inconsistencies. That's very aligned with what Stephen Porges produced in polyvagal theory. But there's a shift. And the shift here is not that empaths are too sensitive, as has been said. It is that empaths are high resolution receivers. And in narcissistic environments, signals are distorted, which means the nervous system cannot stabilize. And if the nervous system cannot stabilize, you begin to doubt your own signal. That's not weakness. That's the signal interference from the narcissist. Now, let me go into the brain. I've just talked about the nervous system. I'm going to go into the brain. Today, we're talking about the body as an electromagnetic signal, an antenna. The brain, your brain, my brain, does not just receive reality. Your brain and my brain constructs reality. And it has a predictive processing model that shows that the brain generates a model of reality, and incoming data either confirms that reality or updates it. So what you are seeing is not objective reality. What you are seeing, particularly after narcissistic abuse or during narcissistic abuse, is a prediction loop. You're creating your own loop. So if your system has been conditioned in chaos, your brain predicts chaos. If your system has been conditioned in chaos, your body scans for confirmation of chaos around you. And if your system has been conditioned in chaos, you unconsciously broadcast behaviors that recreate chaos. Am I talking to somebody? Am I talking to somebody? So when we go deeper, philosophically and spiritually, Descartes called the brain as the seat of the soul. And in yogic traditions, this is known as the third eye, the ajna, the third eye. So instead of exaggerating its function, understand this. The pineal gland represents your body, your system's ability to orient to pattern, rhythm, and meaning. Meaning that the pineal gland is not a magical broadcaster. The pineal gland is part of a larger synchronization system between light, time, and perception. And when your rhythm is disrupted, your perception also becomes distorted. You see? So let me tell you how you broadcast. You, as an empath, or as a human, are constantly broadcasting through your nervous system state. You broadcast through your nervous system. So people don't respond to your words first. They respond to your state. So when you're regulated, others feel safe. When you're dysregulated, others feel tension. So from the nervous system state, the next step is attention. The pineal gland is all about fluoride, right? So it's in the fluoride in the water and the food you eat. So if you want to keep it healthy, watch what you drink and what you eat and pay attention to it. You see, Pesha? So when you place your attention is where you amplify signal. And this aligns with predictive coding and attentional bias. Another way you broadcast is through your behavioral patterns, meaning that you reinforce the signals you emit. If you have boundaries, that's a strong signal. If you're people pleasing, that's a fragmented signal. Do you see the point? And your identity also is constantly broadcasting. It's broadcasting because who you believe you are is your core frequency. Who you believe you are is your core frequency. So the question becomes, how does narcissistic abuse hijack your signal? How does narcissistic abuse hijack your signal? Narcissistic abuse does three things. Firstly, it distorts your input, right? It distorts your input because gaslighting and emotional manipulation creates contradictory signals in you. So narcissistic abuse hijacks your signal through distortion. Another way narcissistic abuse hijacks your signal is to override your output by punishing your authenticity and rewarding your compliance. And by the way, if anything here I'm saying to you connects with you, Book a free session with me at innermileage.com. You see, the other thing is the way narcissistic abuse distorts you is to collapse your internal reference. So you stop trusting your own signal and you begin to outsource perception. This creates a closed loop system where the narcissist becomes your reality regulator. That is a trap. And this also happens in intergenerational trauma. Trauma is not just memory, it is a pattern transmission. Because trauma alters your gene expression, and these changes can be inherited. So from a systems perspective, you inherit nervous systems that are regulated, you inherit the negative emotional patternings, and you also inherit relational expectations from your mom and your father or from your early caregivers. Meaning that you were born into a pre-existing broadcasting loop. Did somebody catch this? You were born into a pre-existing broadcasting loop. And if you don't interrupt it consciously, it repeats. And whatever repeats, you will call fate. You will call destiny. So how do you refine your antenna? The body as an antenna. How do you shift so you're receiving, Isabel? And this is the mastery level of what we're talking about. The first thing is to stabilize the receiver, stabilize your nervous system. And by the way, if anything I'm saying here to you connects, book a free session with me at innermileage.com, and we'll tell you the truth in a way that empowers you to change your life or shift your life. So stabilizing the nervous system through breath work, through stillness, through removing chaos. Without this, everything is noise. The second is to clean the signal, your perception. So anytime you're triggered or activated, ask yourself a question. Is this fear or memory? Is this intuition or conditioning? Yoga and meditation, absolutely. That is discernment, to be able to tell the difference in your nervous system between fear or memory or intuition or conditioning. Then the other thing is to strengthen your broadcast behavior, meaning say no when you want to say no. Don't say yes when you mean no. That means your boundaries have to be clear and consistent. And it also means that you act in alignment even when uncomfortable. You see, act in alignment even when it's uncomfortable. This rewires the loop. Then the other thing to clean up your loop is to collapse false frequencies and identities. Gray like the color. False frequencies and identities such as I am responsible for other people's emotions. No, you're not. Or I need to be chosen. No, you don't. You choose yourself. These are inherited distortions. Now, let me go even further so you can understand how these loops continue. Here I'm going to quote philosopher from the what used to be known as the Future of Humanity Institute. It's a gentleman called Nick Bostrom. What he said was this, and I'm going to quote directly. If advanced civilizations can simulate reality, we may be in one. Hear this again. If advanced civilizations can simulate reality, we may be in a simulation. Here's the grander takeaway. Whether it's literal or metaphorical, reality behaves like a responsive system. Reality, your life behaves like a responsive system. So your inputs affect outputs, and your patterns shape experience. So instead of asking if reality is a simulation, ask, what am I feeding into the system? What am I feeding into the system? You see? And this is where most people stumble, because most people fail to manifest the outcomes they want. They let fear, conditioned fear, take over. And you try to manifest outcomes without changing the signal. But to manifest the outcomes you want, You must, if you want better outcomes, choose stability over chaos, truth over approval, and alignment over attachment. And then consistently broadcast this through your actions. This is how that real shift happens. You don't end cycles by understanding them or talking about them. You end cycles by becoming a system that no longer matches the old signal. You see what I'm saying? That no longer matches the old signal, not magically, but systematically. And to realize you are not broken, family. You are not overly sensitive. You are not confused. You are simply a highly responsive system that was placed in a distorted signal environment. And now you have the ability to recalibrate. And now you have the ability to refine your signal. And now you have the ability to choose what you broadcast, Terrence, and to step out of cycles that have existed long before you were born. Not by force, but by becoming incompatible with them. You see, this is how you overcome this. And it's important not to over-intellectualize. It's to realize that you have a receiver. The receiver is the nervous system. This is what detects safety, danger, inconsistency. Then you have a decoder. The decoder is what tries to make meaning of what you feel. And then you have a broadcaster. And the broadcaster is what you send back out. So if you were raised in chaos, your receiver is hyper alert because your decoder expects danger and you broadcast the same pattern. You see? So to wake up, you have to find the signal in you. You find the signal in you. Where do you feel the signal in your body? You see, how do you find this? How do you choose your signal? So because you don't leave the narcissistic cycle by understanding the narcissist. You leave when your signal no longer matches what they are broadcasting. So the point here is you don't need to become someone new, although you become someone new. Primarily what you need to become is clear. Because clarity is what breaks cycles that have existed for generations in your family lineage. And in your family lineage, we're talking about a cycle. I've said it several times. We're talking about a cycle that your two parents could not end. So Just a Girl, I'm a transformational coach and I have a PhD and I focus on trauma-informed coaching. Is that helpful? And right now we're focused on overcoming narcissistic abuse. So first of all, you have to realize that you're breaking a pattern that your two parents could not end. Your four grandparents could not. Then the 8 before you could not. Then the 16 before them could not. Then the 32 before them could not, in your direct lineage. Then the 64 before those in your direct lineage could not. Then the 128 before those could not. Then the 256 before them, your grandparents could not. And I'll stop here. The 512 before them could not. That's approximately 1,200 people that you are directly connected to your DNA who could not end the cycle. This is a cycle that, according to the National Institute of Health in Bethesda, Maryland, there's a study they did that the trauma gene is passed on between 7 to 14 generations. That's science. This is not opinion. This is science. So it's important to realize that this is the whole kit and caboodle, that your body is an antenna. Your body is a Wi-Fi signal, to lower frequencies or higher frequencies. You decide. In the same way you have signals in your smartphones, or signals in your dumb phones, signals in your Wi-Fi connection. There is nothing wrong with your sensitivity. There never was. What you've been calling anxiety, confusion, and overwhelm is a system that has been accurately detecting distortions in environments that required you to ignore it. These are the days we pray for. So your body is not reacting. Your body is reading. And what your body as an antenna in black mirrors is reading: inconsistency, dishonesty, emotional volatility, and power imbalances. And your body has been doing this long before your mind had language for it. But here's where the distortion entered. You were taught to override the signal, to question it, to minimize it, to explain it away. So you stop using your antenna. This is how the cycle begins, not with weakness, but with misplaced authority. So your nervous system tightens. The mind searches for explanation, and the body begins to broadcast: adapt, appease, stay, even when every part of you knows what you experience is not aligned. So narcissistic families and systems do not find you by accident. They find you through signal compatibility, not because you're broken, but because your system was trained by other narcissists to broadcast coherence inside incoherence, to hold stability inside instability, to remain open where others will close. That's not weakness, that is precision. You see? So this is the whole point. Right now, your whole body knows that this is the part of you that is clear, is not confused, and is not searching. It's right there if you decide to tune into it. The moment you stop overriding your signals. And this is how cycles end, not through force, not through understanding, but through incompatibility. You become unavailable to what once defined you. You become unavailable to confusion. You become unavailable to manipulation. You become unavailable to emotional distortion. Who am I talking to? If I'm talking to you, type transform in the comments. I want to know I'm reaching somebody today. And when you become unavailable to emotional distortion, in that space, something else emerges. And that is clarity without effort. Pesha, that is boundaries without explanation, Leon. That is presence without fear, gray like the color. You are no longer trying to survive the system, Demetrius. You're no longer trying to decode it, Brittany. You're no longer participating in it because your signal no longer matches in equanimity. Love that name, Wonder Woman. This is what it means to leave, not physically, but structurally. Monique, and to realize you were never lost, Kimmy. Your signal was just buried under years of being told not to trust it. But it never left. And it doesn't need to be created. It just needs to be allowed. So that the question is no longer, what do I do? The question is, what am I still broadcasting that no longer reflects who I am? What am I broadcasting that no longer reflects who I am? What am I, Elizabeth, thank you. What am I broadcasting, Angel, that represents what I no longer am? And the moment, Revolutionaire, you answer that question honestly, without negotiation, without delay, your life begins to reorganize. Your life begins to reorganize, Jano. Your life begins to reorganize, not slowly, not conceptually, but immediately. Because reality, whether you call it biology, consciousness, or simulation, responds to coherence. Reality responds to coherence. And coherence is simply the alignment between what you think, what you feel, what you say, what you do, and what you allow. Because you are the antenna. You have always been the antenna. And now let's be precise. Come to a place of knowledge. This is Bob Marley, I know. Come to a place of knowledge. When the rain gets too hard for us. Bob Marley. You see the tears run down your tears. Then you stop and think a little. Are you a victim of the system? Any day now, they will let you down. But remember, Nancy will be there. Remember, Jah will be waiting there. Jah will be waiting there. The universe will be waiting for you. Jah will be waiting there. But Marley's telling you that Yahweh is waiting for you. The mother is waiting for you. The father is waiting for you. The mother, father within you. Woo! Bob Marley, tell them this is I Know by Bob Marley. What? This race is so very hard to run. Then I say to my soul, take courage. The battle is to be won. Like the ship that tosses up and down in the angry sea. Don't you worry. Jah will be waiting there. Jah will be waiting. This is I Know by Bob Marley. I Know by Bob Marley. This is the whole story. That if you persist, you cleanse your signal, you remember who you are. Because who you are is already waiting for you. You see, you don't have to become who you are. You have to remember who you are. That's the message. That is the message from Bob Marley. Oh, I know. Family, I'm going to play this one more time, and I want to thank you so much for your attention. I know what you've been through. I know what you've experienced. I know what you're going through. But remember, Bob Marley told you, Jah will be waiting for you. Give thanks, Dr. Diane. This is the whole point. So remember that you tune your frequency to cleanse this antenna so you can receive, you can be connected to. Ça va, mon chéri? Ça va? This is the whole point. This is the whole point. So remember, Bob Marley told you. Bob Marley told you, no matter what in your confrontation. Woo! Jah will be waiting there. Come on. Do you understand? This is how much power we have. And that power has to be realized and used. Don't just tell yourself you have it. Recognize it, evoke it, and use it. Use the vibrations. So I want to thank you so much. Yeah, this beautiful Monday, 13th of April, in this new year, this springtime. Yeah. Big up yourselves wherever you are. Thank you so much. I'm saying I thank you all in the language of tree. And we'll be back here on Wednesday. But remember, the nervous system is the receiver in your antenna system. The brain is the decoder. And your behaviors based on what you receive and decode become the signal. You understand? That's what it is. So remember, what are you receiving and transmitting? Are you receiving and transmitting liberty and love? Or are you receiving and transmitting distortion? Are you creating distortion? That's a question only you can answer. And we are here with you and for you. You know, so I'm gonna sign off right now. Give thanks for joining whenever you could. Watch this afterwards. And if you have any questions, just reach out for a free session at innermileage.com with your humble servant, Dr. Nana Gyesie. Until Wednesday, remember, know what you know. You are your own authority. Give thanks, Diane. You are your own authority. There's no one higher than you or high. Once you come into your threshold of remembrance, you realize no one is higher than you. And that's how you escape the matrix, through love and recognition. So blessed, yeah? And we'll see you again on Wednesday. Thank you. We are indeed. We are indeed. And it's not just recognizing it, it's embodying it for real in your lived experience. I know I don't do anything without my breath. My breath is always here. You get me? So give thanks. Yeah? See you on Wednesday. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Give thanks. Give thanks. Ending with this loveful vibes. Is this love from Bob Marley? Is we together? Rastafari is the ruler. Give thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you. Come on now. Of my single will shine the